Well, tonight, an Indianapolis mother talks publicly for the first time since her son was shot and killed by his best friend.
24-Hour News 8's Daniel Miller shares her emotional message. Daniel.
Eric and Debbie, Lori King hasn't talked about that tragic day until now. You would think she would be angry with her son's best friend, but she's not. Instead, she's on a mission.
That's one of his baby pictures. He loved the water. I have good days and bad days. He just wanted people to be happy.
Nearly 6 months after her son's tragic death, small things remind Lori King of the good times with him.
Everything just reminds me of Nick. You know, the grass needs to be cut or the snow needs to be shoveled.
We have more now on that teenager.
The teenager was accidentally shot.
They were playing with a gun. It went off accidentally.
A 15-year-old who was shot and killed on the city's southeast side.
Tuesday, October 30th, 2012, was the last time Lori ever saw him, said a word to him.
I said, you got to be home by 1:30, so make sure you tell your ride that. No problem.
14-year-old Nick King never made it home.
911, personal location if you're in emergency. My friend just got shot. We need you here right now, please.
Nick was visiting a best friend's home on the southeast side of Indianapolis around 8 o'clock that night when a prank went wrong.
Where was he shot?
In the neck.
He was shot in the neck.
Police say Nick's best friend and the friend's stepbrother, 18-year-old Kevin Edwards, had a gun and wanted to scare him.
My brother didn't know it was loaded, and he shot it, and he didn't know.
Lori was working her part-time job that night.
And then my girlfriend came down and she had said, it's all over Facebook, Nick's been shot.
Medics pronounced Nick dead at the scene. Both Edwards and Nick's best friend, just 15 years old, were arrested.
I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it because they were best friends. They didn't play with guns.
Edwards told investigators he purchased the AK-47 off of Craigslist.
I was furious. I was furious. And I was like, you can buy cars and sofas and, you know, houses on Craigslist. And then we went on Craigslist and pulled up guns, and just hundreds, just pages and pages of guns. And you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Edwards wasn't charged for buying the gun. It's not illegal in Indiana to buy or carry a rifle. And buying it online from a private seller means no background check is needed.
If you want to buy a gun, you need to pay money to have a background check, because that makes the rest of us safe. But you just don't go and pick up a gun and pull a trigger. You need to be educated about guns. On the outside, it has his name.
That's why Lori and her family are on a crusade.
His birth date and his death date.
To spread the message a gun is not a toy.
It's not a toy. You do not, if you don't know how to use a gun, you don't know what that gun can do, you shouldn't have it in your hands. Nick could still be living if Kevin knew about guns and if his 15-year-old brother knew about guns.
This documentary will serve as an engagement to young people of our most basic gun safety principles.
Lori's brother in California is making a documentary in his nephew's memory.
My son's not coming home tomorrow.
1 gun, 2 families, 3 teenagers. Lori hopes her mission can save another life. She's doing it for Nick.
A gun is not a toy. Let's stop the violence now so that more young children aren't killed needlessly like Nick was.
You would do anything to have him back?
I would do anything. I would walk on fire to have him back. He meant so much to me. He was my buddy, and that's what I called him. He was my buddy.
Lori and her family buried Nick in Oshawa, Canada, where they are originally from. As for the 2 teens charged in the shooting, 18-year-old Kevin Edwards was sentenced in March to a 4-year sentence. He's expected to be released in November 2014. The 15-year-old, who we are not identifying, is also in custody, charged as a juvenile. And Eric and Debbie, Nick's mother, writes letters to him often. She forgives him, but most of all, she wants him to forgive himself. You can find more about the documentary the family is producing and how you can spread the word by going onto our website, wishtv.com.
Yeah, guns are not toys.
Absolutely.
Very simple, powerful message. She was at the studio tonight.
She was.
She came in. Did she get to see the story before it went on the
No,
air?
I did not want her to see it. I wanted her to wait until we all saw it.
But
Okay.
she's clearly a strong woman, not crumbling as some people might, because she has this mission that she wants to carry
And
forward.
she's not giving up. She's doing this for her son, Nick.
Yeah. All right. Great
Daniel,
story.
yeah, thank you very much.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our best to her. Thanks, Daniel.